Hi everyone, and welcome to Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque, painting live on April 1st at 7 p.m. Central. This is Courtney, and April Fools! I'm not painting, Brenda is.
So she tricked you guys today, but she's got to talk louder and smile when she's talking to you. So, that was Courtney, and she tricked you guys on that she was painting tonight. So, she's really not painting, because she's just not ever going to paint. So, April Fools! But here we are on April 1st at 7 p.m. Central, and this is Brenda, and we have our March Abyss box that we're painting on, which is our Brenda's Hop Into Spring, and these are our two bunnies. And then some of you added Edward, and I think Courtney just now added the instructions. She just had time, and she says bear with her. She's working on it yet, but by the end of tonight, or in a few seconds, they will be on there, so we can set those aside. And this is where we were at from last week. And we have our instructions. We got to about, let's see, we worked on our fur, which was number 2, dry brushing the fur charcoal, then gray and then white, so we will do that next. So sorry that she, when Courtney posted, she had some of you worried that I actually did hurt my hand this morning, but I did not. We're good. So she says it's April 1st, it's April Fools. So we need our gray and then our white. So I have OS 474 gray, and I think Courtney said a few of you guys caught on to it in the comments, but most of you didn't. I didn't really catch on to it either until my sister called and a friend called, and people are messaging me. So that's all thanks to Courtney.
Got them all licked up. I got you. I got them.
So she says she got you guys. So
Good.
she says OS 474 is gray. I think we should make her paint just because she got you guys, right? She wouldn't probably do too good here though with dry brushing. So we're going to look at our little bunnies here. We could use a big old size 10, or we probably don't want to use something that's really small like a 0 or a 3. So I'm actually going to go with my, let's see, it says it's a 5. So I'm going to go with our 5. It was a gray brush the way it looks before. And we'll just show you that I just grab a little bit of paint on the edge. I don't go in there and get all kinds of paint. And then I come onto my paper towel and brush that out a little bit, and I do that a couple times just to kind of get that paint worked up in there. And then we will set one of them aside. We're kind of work on them together. I generally like to start on the back, so if I have too much paint in my brush, I'm not gobbing up and uglying up the front. So we're just going to brush back and forth kind of lightly on here and build up our gray. You could do your bunnies in any color that you wanted. So when it goes on like that, kind of brush marks and wet looking, that's too much paint in your brush, so we got to kind of brush that out on the paper towel and then brush it out on our bunny here, but then we'll build that up and get that more even coverage as we go. So we're basically leaving probably about 80, well, not even 80 cent. We're going to do 80% with our gray and leaving about 20% of our charcoal. So now we have been having supply issues getting the grays. We've tried ordering from 2 different places, including straight from Mako through our local distributor, and we are not able to get them that way either. So it's just an all-around issue that we just can't get it. They're having problems getting raw materials, and I guess when Texas had the cold weather, the resin factories were down here. That's probably like a month ago already, so that's added to the supply chain issue for making things. And I don't know if you've been in the store. I was in Dollar Tree last week, and the whole back wall where there's usually plastic garbage cans and plastic baskets and containers, there's not a single one. So I'm guessing there's resin and stuff in those things. So it's really a supply chain is an issue, right from housing supplies and 2x4s to our paint supplies that we needed. Brushes, that's another problem. We're having a problem getting brushes. Courtney's doing her best to get what we can get. What next month's box does have, I think, ash and gray and charcoal in it. If you have those colors, you'll be able to use them. If you don't, I'll show you. Huh? We don't have it next month at all? Oh, so we're okay with the colors for next month? Oh, okay. So sorry, we are okay with the colors for next month. I can show you when we finish with the bunny how to kind of make your own grays here with some black and some white. It's a pretty painless way to do it in a pinch. So we can do that. So I'm just dry brushing my little bunny here at his other foot. You can see it goes on really nice after it sat for a week. So I started on one foot. I'm going to go to the other foot, get my bottoms, and let those areas dry, go up to the hands, let those dry, and go up to the head, and we'll work our way around the head and then around the bunny. I kind of have a systematic way that I go about doing it so that the paint can dry, and then I can come back and start another layer of it. So let's see what else is going on. I do have a little bit of a sore arm from cleaning and pouring and lots of cleaning here this week, trying to get our fairy boxes ready. And we will have show and tell at the end of the night, and I'll show you guys last year's fairy box because some of you guys are new, and then we'll show you our new April box that we are shipping out on Monday. And what did you call that one, Courtney? What did you call our April box? Be Happy?
I think so.
Oh, just Be Happy? Okay.
I think it was late.
She thinks it was late when she named it, because I don't know about Be Happy in April. I don't know. I guess she's happy because it's spring, you guys. That's a little lame one, Courtney, I'm going to tell you. So let's see. Courtney, I do know Courtney has messages she needs to get caught up on. We've been getting a ton of messages a day, and that in itself is a job. So if you have messaged her, just try to hold tight. She will get back to you. If you've I know she started sending some invoices yesterday and some today. She's got about 15 left, but if you need to add stuff or change something, just send a message and she will get to it. It won't be probably this minute you send it, but she'll get to it. We're just we have a lot of boxes and it takes a lot of work, and then we get a lot of messages and that takes a lot of work too. So it's just, we're a growing business and we're kind of feeling the pains a little bit, and our them stepping stones put us behind, but I'm doing pretty good with pouring and cleaning and firing for this box. I'm right on, not on schedule because I would actually like to have been done with them already yesterday, but I only have about 12 sets of each to do yet, so it's not too bad considering how things have been going. And then I will be changing out the pouring table to April or to May and June's boxes, because those molds are just about dry that we got here about a month ago, so those are just about ready to start pouring too. So it'll be good to get those guys on the table. So now I did get his little paws done, and I've been going back and forth to the feet a little bit. So now again I'm going to go to his head, but again I like to start on that back. I don't like to do that first stroke on the front. It's just a thing about me that I like to start on the back, so if I have a big old too much paint on my brush, I'm not like wrecking the face right off the bat. I just start on the back and I just kind of work my way around. And I'm just brushing back and forth, up and down, going across any little textures. It's okay if you go across the jeans and his little birdhouse here and get that gray on there. That's okay, because those shirt colors and pants colors will cover that up. When we get to his mouth, we want to go across it. We don't want to go with it, because then that would fill in our brown or our shading, so we don't want to do that. So we're just going to work our way right around here. And then we're trying to work on our income taxes too, because it's tax time for everybody, so we got to get that straightened out too. And I'll have to file sales tax here in the next couple days because March ended, and then we have to do quarterly sales tax. So there's always a lot going on.
Did you tell them about
Cordy says, did I tell you guys about the storage? I don't know. Did we tell them about the storage? We're getting another storage unit next to the one that we already have. With those last 3 truckloads, we're just kind of out of room. So, and then I do have molds in the garage, and we're going to actually move those to the new storage unit, and then turn my garage into a pouring area and firing area so that I can get it out of my living room and dining room and kitchen cupboard, and Courtney's old bedroom in the basement as well. So that'll be nice to kind of claim my house back yet this year sometime, and then do some major cleaning. So there's always a lot going on with me, but it's fun. It keeps us going. Then I have the farmhouse too. We need to work on those gardens that we have there, so we can. We have actually the local television station and the local newspaper want to come and visit us, so we want to work on our outside area and get that looking nice and pretty. There's lots of beautiful flowers there. They just need some wood chips and getting the old flowers out, and or not the old flowers, but like the dead parts of the flowers from last year, and get those guys mulched and looking all nice. We do have now a butterfly on our tree in the front instead of our shamrock shake, so you can look for the pink and green butterfly on the tree if you're trying to find us, if you're visiting us locally. So it's a pink and green butterfly that's on the tree now instead of the big shamrock. So let's see if we got any questions here. So looks like Claire is the first one. She ordered brushes from Harbridge. We only got a couple questions, huh, Courtney? Or a couple comments tonight? Did we lose everybody?
No.
They thought you were painting and they all went and hid.
It's just not letting you go back further.
It's not us going back further? Okay. Okay. So we just got our little head here kind of dry brush. You can see it's kind of splotchy and spotty, but that's okay. We're going to build up our gray and get him nice and pretty looking, and he'll end up looking like our little white bunny. Or if you want him a gray bunny, you don't have to go to the white even, or you can have a brown bunny. You guys are always welcome to paint stuff whatever colors you want. It don't have to be the colors I picked. So now we're going to go back and start at the bottom and let his head dry. And actually I could even go to our other bunny and let the whole thing dry, but it should be dry plenty enough because it's been a while already. But that's one thing you can do too, is work on a couple pieces at a time and go back and forth and let them dry in between. That your dry brush color just goes on really nice if you do that. I think we're going to move the light a little bit, Cordy. There seems to be a lot of shade. Maybe I need to, this seems like there's shade over here. I don't know if it's this one maybe's got to come back a little. Okay, there you go. Good. So that worked, that looks better. So we're just going to build up, and you can see that this foot already is a lot grayer than this one, so just letting that dry as you go from one area to the next, and when you come back, your color just goes on a lot easier, is the best thing I can wait to explain it, I guess. Let's see, I grabbed some molds from the storage unit a couple times in the last week, just because we have orders people are requesting orders, and one thing I did pour yesterday morning, or I think last night actually, after I got home after firing at the classroom, was that big sunflower bird bath. We have a couple that's interested in that. And then we actually have a stump from a tree they cut off at the classroom out by our sidewalk. It's about, I think Steve left it maybe about 18 inches tall. We were going to put a ceramic mushroom on there. Yeah, but Renee suggested that we put the bird bath out there.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
How would we anchor it?
Oh, it can just sit right on. Courtney's asked how would we anchor the bird bath on there. It's wide enough it can just sit on it, or we can just put some E6000 or some silicone or that tacky sticky stuff that you have on top of that stump. It's a cedar stump, so it's
expectations for that tacky sticky stuff.
Yeah, that might not be good for the tacky, sticky stuff, but the silicone should work, and then we can peel it off to bring it in for the winter. But it's a big enough stump, wide, that the bird bath will just sit right on it, yeah. So I did get that thing poured. It's I thought it was like 20 inches, but I didn't measure it when couldn't find the ruler when I had the molds open, but I think it's like 18 inches probably. 15 to 18 inches, but it's still a nice big sunflower. I wasn't able to find it in the Atlantic catalog, so it must be an even older mold, but it's pretty cool. And let's see what else. Poured a bunch of mushrooms. We have a lady from Stevens Point that requested mushrooms and snails and frogs. So I've been pouring those. I think Courtney's got to get prices to her. That would be Judy. So she's coming, Judy. You're on her list. So, and I'll keep pouring them. So if you want more than one, we'll have more than one when you come.
I'm home tomorrow, so I should be able to do a thing.
And then Courtney's also working on all the extras and stuff for the boxes and getting the instructions printed and getting stuff bubble wrapped. So there's a lot of work that goes into getting ready to ship your boxes, and that'll be on Monday. So now I have his other little foot kind of looking as good as the other ones. You can see they're a lot lighter now than his head and his hands. So we're just going to keep going with our gray. And I need some more gray. So let's see. Leslie says, where exactly are you located? We are about a half an hour north of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And that would be in the town of Shawano, Shawano. And our classroom is 4 miles south of Shawano on County Road K at N2978 County Road K. And if you come to visit us, the cell phone service is very, very bad. So you just follow County Road K about 4 miles out of Shawano, or 4 miles. It's about 4 miles from 156 if you're coming from the south, coming north as well. So N2978 County Road K.
It's a problem for me because that's my house address.
Oh, so Courtney says her house address is similar, so she has a hard time remembering the classroom numbers.
I'm always worried I give people the wrong address.
So, but if you're, like Highway 29 is kind of the main thoroughfare highway for us, so if you're taking Highway 29 north or south, you can take either exit and get to us. It's probably about 4 miles either way. So it's a pretty easy find. You don't have to go down a whole lot of side roads. We're right off the main highway on the road that exit's going to take you to. So we're just going to keep building up our gray on his little face here, and then work our way around to the back. I'm just grabbing a little bit at a time and brushing it out on my paper towel, and then coming to his little face here and building it up. So we have a question of what's in our April box. We have our fairy house, the bee fairy house with the two twin fairies, Ava and Eva. One is standing and one is sitting. And we'll do show and tell tonight when we're done. When we're done painting tonight, we'll show you the April box again, all painted up, as well as last year's box. And we do have a few more that we have available for sale yet, so you could still get them on brendasbrushstrokesandbisque.com. Courtney will add the link for you guys. It'll take you right to our page to purchase it, or you can even subscribe, and then you'll automatically be invoiced every month too, if you wanted to do more than one month's worth.
If you want paints on the message,
but if you do subscribe and you want paints, you'll have to send the message.
I don't have it so I can auto add because of the inventory issue.
So the paint is you're not able to auto add the paint, so Courtney can check our inventory. But if you get the box and you want the paint, she could add it to your invoices just by messaging her. and then she'll add it to your invoice, and then as long as all your paint fits in your box, it'll ship for free. You just pay the cost of the paint. And we do that with any bisque. If you want to add any bisque also, you just message us and she can add any bisque to your invoice, and then you just pay for it as long as it fits in your box. It ships for free. If you need a second box, the second shipping on the second box is only $9.99, and we cover any difference that there might be. So that works out pretty good, and that's for the United States, so it's not for international, right? Yeah, we've kind of put a hold on international shipping because with COVID, the shipping's kind of been a nightmare. Hopefully that clears up here pretty soon, I would think. Things seem to be getting better. Oh, no, they're not, Courtney says. Okay, we'll scratch that. April Fool's on me.
You're not getting better.
She says they're not getting better, so I don't know. I'll have to talk to her about that. Huh?
They've changed a lot of...
Oh, a lot of stuff has changed in policies. Okay. So we're just dry brushing his little ears here and getting them to look like the rest of him. Kind of letting a little bit of brown down in the deeper crevices of the texture. So I was actually going to do gray bunnies, but Courtney wanted white bunnies, so we did white bunnies. So we'll just get a nice layer of our gray on here. Again, you can see I kind of work my way around and then go back and work my way around again, just getting him nice and even so he's not spotty or blotchy looking. Let's see what else is going on. I think Courtney's been working on our webpage, brendasbrushstrokesandbisque.com, and under Brenda's Bisque box, there's a tab. What's it called? Bisque to add or something?
Extra bisque.
Extra bisque is
really
the
tired when I was naming this stuff.
so she, under Brenda's Bisque box, she has a tab that says extra bisque, and that's just pictures of extra bisque that you guys can message her if you want to add it to your boxes. It's not on there for sale. We're kind of catering more to our subscribers to get them what they want because you guys are keeping us busy. So I think she actually took all the bisque off the webpage, other than having it under Brenda's bisque box, and then under the extra bisque stuff that you guys could add to your boxes, like we have all the inserts. We got like we don't have them all. We have like, I don't know, 25 or 28 inserts now because we got another 14 here a couple weeks ago. So if you're looking for more inserts for your stone, you could look there, and I think she's got most of them on there. You can just message her then what it is you see that you want, and she can add that to your invoice. And like those inserts are pretty small, so they fit in your boxes really easily. And then I don't know what else she's got on there. I've looked, but I kind of drawing a blank right now. But it's mostly stuff that kind of will fit in your boxes. She's been adding, so. Huh? What about it?
That's on there.
Oh, so she said all the Clay Magic trucks are on there with their inserts because we have all of those. The last 4 are still drying. They should be drying another week, and then I can start pouring them. So now I'm just looking back at my bunny on his little feet and getting that more even colored. I'm getting the bottom. You always want to get your bottoms and make sure that looks good. If it's something you want to pick up if you're local, you want to pick something up at the classroom, you could even look under that tab and then message us so that I can make sure Courtney lets me know that I need to pour it and we can have it ahead of time for you. We have quite a few ladies doing that. And gentlemen, I should say, as well. So we got that looking pretty good with our gray. So I'm actually going to go now to our other bunny and do the same thing. So you can see there's a pretty big change in him already tonight. So we will do the same thing. We'll just keep going with our gray. And again, I just kind of start at the bottom. Brush across. We have his little toes here, so I'm brushing across them instead of with them. I'm using a boar bristle brush, the white bristle brushes for dry brushing versus the gold Taklon, the nylon brushes. Those are more for painting. So we're actually dry brushing. It's just a little bit stiffer. It kind of helps that paint go on a little easier, I guess you could say. So we're just going to brush that stuff back and forth here. And then I just keep grabbing a little bit of paint at a time and just keep building up those layers. Did Mary join us tonight, Courtney, or is she?
Ask her if she's here.
Are you out there, Mary? We're hoping you're feeling better. And Connie as well. Connie had her hip done and was already doing steps, so she's a regular pro here with getting recovery and getting back on her feet, so that's good news for us.
She's got to move up a little. You're almost out of the frame.
I'm almost out of the frame. If you can, because that's a little far to reach. So sit tight, and Courtney's going to move the camera a little bit. So hopefully nobody got seasick. So let's see if we're a little bit closer. Good or not so good? Good right where I am? So now we're going to move on to his other little foot here and let that first foot dry. So we'll be shipping your boxes probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A few of you have extras, so I'm working on those now for the weekend. See, I made a sample for our local ladies and gentlemen and kids that come with our stroking coats. I think I showed a picture of that one day this week when I was working on that, so they can pick those colors and actually see what they look like versus looking at the little piece of paper and the little square. So that'll be kind of cool. It was a round bowl that I was going to make into a sunflower, but he kind of got hijacked for a little while, and I'll have to pour another one for that project. So we're just going to build up our gray here on our little foot. Brush back and forth, and it looks like that brush is pretty wet. I gotta brush that out. When it goes on real wet like that, that's too much paint in your brush. I see a few of you have shared your pictures of your pieces, and they're really looking great. It's really amazing to see everyone's stuff painted and actually looking kind of pretty much the way I did the directions, and not even changing the colors on them, so that's kind of cool. So now we got his little foot with one layer on, so now we'll go to his little hands. And just brush those a little bit.
Basically, if they wanted brushes, those are the last people I need to send invoices to.
So Courtney said
my last 15 people are people that want dry brushes.
the people that aren't invoiced are our last 15 people that most of you guys had brushes ordered, and we're Courtney's kind of been emailing back and forth with the brushes. We're kind of waiting on that. That's kind of been a challenge. We're out of one of the brushes and they weren't able to ship it, so Courtney's hoping they're able to ship those yet. And then we'd get them Monday or Tuesday, and then your boxes would be able to go, hopefully, as long as we can get them. There's just a big supply chain issue with everything. I don't know if everyone else has noticed that or not, but supplies are just a issue to get. I know we were going to get sealer from our the aerosol sealer from our local Mako distributor, and we weren't able to get that because they're whatever the raw materials and stuff are that they need to make that stuff, they still haven't secured it to make it. So it's just kind of one thing after another. I think they were hoping to have it like the end of February by April, and here we are at April and we still can't get it. Although we kind of stocked up on it a little bit before, we just were trying to get some extras just in case it's longer than we expect. So it's just everyone's struggling with getting stuff. So from brush stuff to paint stuff to whatever it is. So I have a big old streak there that's too wet. We're gonna brush out on that paper towel, and now I come back to it. Even getting like the cardboard for for your little content packages. Everything's just really gotten kind of hard to get. We had stocked up on all that stuff last year because we knew when COVID first started we were going to have trouble getting it, but it's actually worse now than it was last year at this time. So sometimes we got to improvise on what we're doing and using, so we'll get there. And then with Duncan kind of purchasing Mako, that kind of throws a whole nother issue into the bucket of, you know, them being able to produce stuff and then getting all the stuff they need, and it's just all going to take a little bit of time. So hopefully everyone's being patient with that. So does everyone have plans for Easter Sunday? I don't think we even got to talk about that yet. Probably be boxing boxes or wrapping stuff, I'm guessing. Okay, so I have his little head with his first layer. Actually, I'll do a little bit more here. I think I can build it up a little bit more. And then we'll start back with the feet again. But it just takes a lot of brushing and going back and forth. And next week we will have a giveaway. Courtney's going to be posting a picture of the mold that I've been looking for about the last 25 years. And we're actually going to show you the piece that I took the class of about 25 years ago, and then I've been trying to find that mold ever since. So I did bring that along today, and I have it poured so it's in bisque. So she's kind of a little heads up that we're having a free giveaway next week. It'll be the bisque of that mold piece, and we'll show you that at the end of the night here tonight.
And we'll draw a name next Thursday.
So next Thursday, I think Courtney's going to post the post and then ask you guys kind of like what's your mold that you've been searching for, and then you can post on there and your name will go in the drawing. So that's just kind of a heads up for next Thursday. We're going to have a drawing because we haven't done that in a while. So it's a really beautiful piece. So I think, and it shouldn't be too big to ship, right? It shouldn't be a problem. So Courtney will be drawing a winner next week on my little favorite mold that I've been looking for about 25 years. So we'll show you at the end of tonight what that piece is, and then we'll go over it again next week, and she'll post the picture, and then you guys can comment on it during the show or whenever she posts it, and then we'll do a drawing at the end of the night next Thursday for that in bisque. So I have his little head done now, so we're going to come back to his feet and just kind of build this layer up again. Just keep building it up till we have a nice layer of our gray. So I guess give us a thumbs up or a heart or a like or something if you guys like the idea of the piece of bisque as a drawing next week. And then we'll know that you're going to like it or not like it, I guess, whether it's a good thing to do or not do. So we'll keep dry brushing away here. So we kind of haven't done a giveaway, I don't think, since when. It's been a while. We were going to do it tonight, but we just kind of ran out of time Courtney ran out of time getting a picture posted, so we figured next week's a good time to do it. So kind of a little Easter present, post-Easter present, I guess. So we're going to just, that way I can get it fired and everything too, and it'll be ready to ship then the next day.
Can you show them the dry brushes that you're using? Those are the ones I have.
So Courtney says she wants me to show you guys our dry brushes. So these dry brushes that I'm using are the Royal and Langnickel brushes. These are the ones we currently have. We can't get the purple ones anymore.
So the problem with the interlock set is I can't get the full set. If they're okay with not having a full set, I can order them. If I can get my hands on what I can get.
So there's so this is the Royal and Langnickel. It's kind of the it's the blue set. It's kind of the starter set of dry brushes, but they're fine dry brushes. I've used these for years. They come in rounds and they come in flats. Then the next step up, they have a next step up that's called the interlock brushes, and I don't have any of those here, or do we? You have your sample ones? They're at the farmhouse. Then their next step up of these is called an interlock set, and they have a turquoise handle, but we can't get every brush in that set.
Like I can't get the full set.
So Courtney can't get the full set. If you wanted to purchase maybe all the sizes, but the ones that we can't get, do you have any of them or not? None of them?
I can have them added to the order. That should be enough.
So
they're okay with not a full set.
So if you don't want the full, if you're okay with not getting the full set of the interlocks, which is the next step up better of these than these, she can add those to the order. That it went in yesterday or today, I'm not sure, or tomorrow. It's going in one of the days. So she could add the interlock ones if you want them. We just can't get the whole set right now. They don't have them for us to get. These blue ones, can you get the whole sets? So she has the order.
I'm only missing one size.
So on these blue ones, she's missing one size also. The 3 flat. It's just been really hard to get brushes and stuff, you guys.
Short handles, I can't get the full set, but I can get some of them.
And the short-handled ones that we showed you also, she can't get the full set, but she can get some of them. So you can message. If you're looking for, say, the short set, just message her, and she can let you know which sizes we can get. After tomorrow, she'll know after tomorrow. But you can message her, or same with the interlock. If you want the interlock set, but you're okay with not getting all of them, and we can get the rest later. You can purchase the missing ones later. We just can't get them all because they're having supply issues getting them as well. So that's kind of where we're at with the brushes. It's been a pretty big challenge with the brushes. So, so if you're okay with not getting the entire set, like the ones missing the 3 flat, I mean, she thinks that she'll know more tomorrow, and she'll be able to get what she can get. But then we'll have to. We'll have to get the other sizes once they're available, because they're not available and we can't get them. So that's kind of, brushes have been a challenge right along with paint and sealer.
So it sounds like they're fine with the missing pieces, so I'll order whatever he has.
Okay, so Courtney says it sounds like you guys are okay with missing pieces, so she will get what she can. And then she'll touch base with everybody. I'm sure she's got a list of who's wanting brushes. It's just, brushes are just really been a problem to get. So.
I think some of the components are coming from overseas.
Right. So like Courtney said, some of the components are coming out from overseas, and like a lot of you probably know, that ship was in the canal, and that probably backed things up. That was another thing that probably added to the backup of things. Well, I think the barge is unstuck now, though. But still, there's still the backlog going on, and like these brushes are handmade. They are hand glued together, the bristles. So if you have people with COVID, like that's slowing down the brush making. Problems getting the supplies because people have got COVID and companies are shut down, and it's just kind of like the toilet paper last year when we couldn't get the toilet paper. There's just not much you can do about it. Hopefully it gets better here over the next year. That's all I can hope for, I guess. These are decent brushes, though. I've used them many years, so it's not that they're
not like the best brushes.
They're a good solid brush. It's just that there are better brushes out there, better quality also. So, but there's nothing wrong with these brushes. These are good brushes. Because you can see I'm painting this guy and he looks just fine. So there's nothing wrong with them. It's certainly not the cheapest ones. They're not from the box stores where they fall apart the first time or second time you use them. So. I do have some of these that are like 10 or 15 years old. They've gone a long time. I know some people are harder on brushes. I've seen that at the shop. I have 2 ladies that can wear out a brush in one day. I don't know why. Because like a brush like this can last me like 10 years. So I don't know, and I probably paint a lot more than they do. So I don't know what it is. So we did kind of compare. They do hold their brush. They hold their brush way down here, and they're really scrubbing it, where I hold my brush higher and I'm kind of brushing more gently. That's kind of the only thing that I could figure out of why they're using their brushes up so much. I mean, dry brushes do wear down. They definitely do. But they're good even when, like, this guy's even wore down. But that's a nice, I mean, it brushes really nice, even though I actually like them when they're wore down more than when they're brand new. Just let Courtney know what you want for brushes, and she'll talk to them tomorrow and get what she can, minus the ones that we just can't get because they're not available to buy, and you're not going to be able to get them anywhere else either because they don't have them. So.
Some old shop sitting on a bunch of them.
Yep, unless Courtney says some shop's got them sitting on the shelf somewheres and has a bunch of them. You just never know. So we're just working our way around our bunny. Now you can see I have a nice spot there, kind of white spot, and it's gray here, so I need to work around that and get that built up to match that. I don't want that big old spot there like that. I want it to be more even coverage. So just by brushing around it, you can see it's already blending in more. So you want to blend your colors in more. You want to just keep going. So again, I'm doing my head, and then I'll move up and do my ears while the head is drying. So kind of been doing a lot of talking here and not much talking about painting. But I'm just dry brushing on our bunny here, getting the gray on him. And that was our Duncan OS 474, and we already did the other bunny already. And I'm kind of bringing it up as far as the ears, and then once I get his whole head done, then I'll move up to the ears and let the head dry. So I kind of do it in a systematic way, because like our feet and our hands are drying too, so we can come back and add another layer to those.
Kathleen asked if you have a duster brush that you use when cleaning greenware.
So Kathleen asked if we have a duster brush that we use when cleaning greenware. We did have one, and we offered it for a while, but the darn thing kind of fell apart. Courtney didn't like it, so we didn't want to order any more of them. I actually went
I don't know if it's common of them or what.
Right to the hardware store, and I just got a soft, like a 2-inch wide nylon paintbrush, like you would paint trim in your house with, and that's what I've been using as my duster brush, because we bought, it was the specific duster brush with that, it's got that red ring around the part of it, and just a round batch of, I don't know if we have one here, no, because it kind of didn't hold up as well as we would have liked it to hold up, so we didn't get any more of those, and
I was disappointed in it.
Courtney was really disappointed in it. The handles fell off, a couple of them, so we didn't get more of those. So I just got like a 2-inch flat paintbrush from the hardware store.
Works really well.
That you paint, would be paint and trim in the walls in your house with, and that works fine. It's a nice soft brush. So that's what I use for dusting my greenware, and then Courtney actually dusts the bisque with that again before she packs it, so that's what we use to dust our bisque and greenware with.
They wear out eventually, but I mean, I've dusted a lot of pieces.
So Courtney says they do wear out after a while. They do, but like we're dusting hundreds, like one box. This,
but it has 400 or 500 pieces of
so like your April box, we're touching at least 3. So there's 3 pieces, and we're like 3 to 500 pieces in a week's time that are getting brushed. So that's a lot of brushing for a brush to go through, and those brushes are pretty cheap from the paint department. They're only a couple dollars, so
3 or 4 of them.
so.
But I am using a new one.
But those work fine. They're nice and soft, and I mean, if you can find a dusting brush that doesn't fall apart, let us know which brand you're using too, because the one we had fall apart, and we just don't want to offer something that falls apart. So we're just dry brushing his little ears here and building up our gray. So I got one ear. This ear is whiter than grayer than the other one, so I'm going to come back and build it up on this other guy here. So we kind of had it was a cool day today, but like 39, kind of more of a summer day than it's been the last couple days. We had lots of wind here the last couple days. It's been like 40 miles an hour wind, so it wasn't very nice out. And you want to make sure you get in between his ears as well. Don't forget that area. Calling him a him, maybe it's a she, but I think it's the him, so we're good. So anyone making Easter baskets and things for kids for Sunday? We had a few kids in the shop this week because we have spring break here. Plus we had moms and kids come and get stuff and take it home to paint, so we had a really nice day on Tuesday. Visiting with everyone and the new faces and picking out the different things, so it was nice. Our shelves are getting kind of full, so we're kind of have to expand here into another room, I think, to have enough shelf space. So hopefully we can do that in the future. So we got his ears looking pretty good. We got his little head looking pretty good. But as I look at him, I can see a lot of the charcoal through my gray yet, so I would say a little bit more. So we will go back to his feet and then start one more time, do one more layer. So let's see, what else? Anyone else got questions, or are you catching them all, Courtney? Courtney's got them all, okay. Let's see, I have some daffodils coming up, and some tulips and a hyacinth.
My daylilies are poking through.
Courtney says her daylilies are poking through. That stuff will all probably get snow on it yet, but...
Don't say that.
Because it's only the 1st of April, so we're just going to give this little guy's feet one more coat here of our gray just to build up our color just a little bit more, make it more even and not patchy looking or blotchy looking. Like here I can see through it, so I want it more even. I don't want spots that are darker and lighter. We want the darker in the crevices, but not on the high spots here. We want that more even. So now that's more even. And once we get to this layer, it goes pretty quick. So we'll come back and get a little more on his head because his head's a little spotty looking yet. So we'll kind of just brush that in there.
Jackie uses an old makeup brush for dusting.
So Jackie uses an old makeup brush for dusting, Courtney says, so that's a good idea too. They're nice and soft. Any nice soft brush is good for dusting. You don't want something real hard that's going to scratch your bisque or your greenware. So I did find that just the regular wall painting brush worked fine. I tend to usually want to blow it, and then you blow dust all over, so that ain't probably the best idea. So we're going to get some more on the back of his head here because we got it kind of blotchy back here yet. Courtney wants to know if she gets a bunny this year, you guys. I think I cut her off when she graduated college, so I think it's time. We'll see. Maybe I can find a bunny, but she don't like hollow bunnies. They have to be solid. Mm-hmm. And she likes the Dove chocolate ones, too. They're probably all picked over and gone by now.
There wasn't much in the store for Easter.
We'll see. How am I going to get a bunny then?
Doesn't ask how your arm is.
Huh?
Someone asked how your arm is.
Oh, so Courtney says someone asked how the arm is. So Courtney did that post this morning, and she April Fool's you guys. So I didn't think that was such a good April Fool. She could have skipped the arm jerked part, but actually my arm is a little sore from cleaning greenware, so it was a little bit of truth, but not enough, because she's not going to paint. I can tell you that now. That's just
no, we had to sit and talk.
That's just never going to happen.
We just sat and talked.
Already said she'd have sat and talked with you, but she wouldn't have painted. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to compare our two bunnies. They're looking pretty good. This one's got a big old gray spot on the top of her ear, so we're gonna, I forgot this inside part, so don't forget that inside part. And I need a little more gray to do that. She actually got Connie to do the base coating that I wanted her to do, but she got out of that even on that one stepping stone. So I don't think dry brushing is ever going to happen.
I haven't painted in a long time.
Oh. Well, when did you paint if you haven't painted in a long time? What did you paint?
I had to base coat something for you in black. I don't recall what. Apparently it's too dramatic. Maybe a monster.
A monster from Halloween?
September.
So she says she hasn't painted since September, so I don't foresee her painting anytime soon either. Okay, so they look pretty good, pretty even. So from there we are going to go to our white. No, it's not funny, is it?
Courtney painting was the funny part.
Oh, Courtney painting was the funny part. OS 431 white. OS 431 white. So we're going to get some white. And then we're going to use our same dirty brush because that'll just give us nice gradual shading. I'm going to change my paper towel around here. And now I'll go back to our first bunny because she's been sitting there resting and her paint's all good and dry. And I'm going to brush it out on my paper towel here. And again, I tend to want to start in the back. And I'm just going to brush real light and get a nice little layer of our white on here. And then we'll go from one foot to the other foot kind of systematically like we did with the gray. And she's yawning back there. Oh, let's see what else. We had a request for, I had 2 witches' shoes on the shelves when we first opened, and one of our ladies made one of each, and then another lady made one, and then another lady seen them, and she got one, and she wanted the other one, so I got those poured. But then when we went to visit Rose, we actually got another shoe, which was the one I posted with when the shoe fits, and that one had a base on it, so that was a pretty cool shoe. Just because it has the base and it sits better. But our lady Pam, she actually painted a Halloween scene on those. When she did hers, she had a tree, like a tree without leaves, and then she had a cat and some pumpkins and just a nice little scary Halloween scene. It was really cute shoe when she got done with it. And actually, I think she painted both shoes. She had 2 different scenes on them. She had a spider web on the toes of one of them. It was pretty cool. And then she put a spider inside the top of the one of the shoes. So I'm guessing when she sees the shoe with the base, she'll be wanting that shoe too. And that's something I've always wanted to do, as well as paint that Halloween design on the shoe with the haunted house and the trees and pumpkins and stuff. So sometimes those shoes are hard to find, but we actually have 3 of them, so that's pretty cool. So Denise says, really, Courtney doesn't paint. Courtney doesn't paint. Courtney doesn't pour. Courtney doesn't fire.
She don't like to clean.
Courtney doesn't like to clean greenware, although she's cleaned a few pieces, and she has turned the kiln on.
A couple of times.
She's unloaded the kiln once. More than once. Courtney does all our computer work and our shipping work and our ordering work and all of our messages. Courtney takes care of all of that. If there's a technical message about painting or pouring or brushes, Courtney sends me a message to, hey, look at so-and-so's message. She's got a paint question. But Courtney takes care of all of the technical stuff, and I guess I do more of the hands-on cleaning, pouring, firing stuff.
You come up with the ideas and
Courtney says I come up with the ideas and she makes them happen. So that's pretty true, because I asked her if I could sell bisque online, and she says sure, and here we are selling bisque online. So she creates all the stuff on our webpage.
Kathy says I'm a master packer.
Yep, she's the master packer for sure. So she does the packing. She knows like pretty much what can fit into a box, and if we have to use a different box, and all that packing stuff, and the invoices, and the inventory stuff, and the brushes, and the paint. Already takes care of all of that for us. So we both have our thing. I do the pouring, cleaning, and firing, and mold hunting, and although she's come along on a few mold hunts, but to pick stuff, but she's also come along to just help haul molds too. So a little bit of labor in there compared to the computer work. So I don't know that it's her favorite thing to do because they're usually kind of creepy places to go to.
That's done out of love.
Courtney says that's done out of love. The last place we went to was pretty much kind of an abandoned homestead. Like a highway went through and they tore down the house, and the garage was left and a couple other buildings, and it was all brush and tall grass and places without addresses, and
signs in the road with arrows.
Yep. Sign with a arrow pointing in the woods on a little dirt trail, and kind of pretty sketchy places sometimes you are going with when you're mold hunting, because to find cheap storage, it could be just about anywheres. Several of them have had no lights in the building, so we had to go with flashlights, and
shipping containers in the middle of a field.
Shipping container in the middle of the field. So mold hunting is always, it's an adventure to say the least. But it's also just like Christmas every time you open a mold, and oh, it's this, or oh, it's that, and oh man, I've been looking for this forever, and look at this. So it's actually a lot of fun. I don't know if Courtney sees that fun in it, but I do.
Sometimes until I get too hot or too dirty.
So she says sometimes until she's too hot or too dirty. So yeah, usually it tends to be in the 90s out too when we're going. Although we went the last one we just had was pretty nice. It was just in the ladies' basement, and it was all clean, and the molds were clean, and no mouse houses or none of that stuff. So mold hunting is something else, that's for sure.
The one was in the bottom of a church.
Courtney said one of them that we went to was in the bottom of a church. Yep. They had turned a church into a ceramic shop, so it was in the basement of the church. And there was lights in there though, so that wasn't bad. She says it was still creepy though. But it don't take much to creep her out, so. So let's see. Rita says it's fun, isn't it? I love hunting for molds and finding what you can find. Yep, most definitely. It's just like opening presents on Christmas morning. Actually, it's even better than that. And then if you have a truck to bring them home as many as you can, that's even better, and the price is right. And sometimes it's like going into a time capsule, like maybe someone got sick or passed away, and the door was just locked, and it was just left the way it was that day, and the clay is still in the slip mixers and the pouring tables, and that can be kind of eerie too. And then it's kind of sad too, because sometimes whatever you have gotten may be the last bunch that's going to be gotten, and the rest are going to the dump maybe the following week. So that can be depressing too, but you can't save them all, because not everything is wanted by everyone, and I just don't have enough storage room for all of them. So you have to kind of get what you think your customers want and let behind what isn't going to sell as much. So it's sad to know when they're going to the landfill, because it's just kind of a waste. So we're just dry brushing our white over the top of our charcoal and our gray here, and making our bunny into a nice white bunny, so he's all ready for Easter. If you guys want to keep going after tonight to finish your bunnies for Easter, that's fine. You don't have to wait till next Thursday. I will get both of these guys to our... What time are we looking at, Courtney?
8:02.
8:02? Okay, so we're not doing too bad. We can get both of these guys probably to our white tonight. So he's looking more even colored, or she is, I should say. But I'm just working my dry brush here, getting that white kind of worked down in there so it's nice and even and not big blotchy spots of the gray or the charcoal, or not big blotchy spots of our white. And then we want to get in between these ears, don't forget that. And then sometimes on your mold hunts you'll find other things too, like mold catalogs or technique sheets. You just never know what you're going to find.
Dead mouse.
Dead mouse, yep, dead mouse. Mouse house. So that's probably definitely on the top of the list of what you're going to find. Sometimes it's not too bad, so that's... Actually, we haven't had that many mouse houses. It hasn't been bad. Okay, so we got her looking pretty even. We will set her aside. You can see now compared to him, she's a lot whiter, but she needs another layer, but we're going to let her dry, and we're going to get some more white. Again, our OS 431, our white. And we're going to go with him. Now we're just going to keep doing the same thing, grabbing that little bit of white and brushing it out good. Again, I'm going to start on my back, brushing back and forth, brushing pretty lightly, because I don't want a whole lot of paint to go on at one time. Now that was kind of a lot, so I got to brush that out. So my brush is probably getting a little wetter because we've been talking and brushing all night here. Not all night, but for the last hour. And we'll just work it right around the front here. Let's see, I got the COVID shot 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I have to go next Friday to get the second one, so hopefully I don't get sick from the second one. I didn't from the first one, so that's good. I know some of our ladies that have been coming in, they've said they've had it, so the COVID shot. So
I think your second shot might catch you off guard a little bit.
Cordy says the second shot might catch you off guard a little bit. Well, I hope not. It'll be on Friday after the box ships, so that's why it's then anyway. So
that's Saturday. Me and the little girls.
So you might be after so if the COVID shot kicks in, Courtney might be painting yet.
That's Saturday.
That's Saturday at the classroom. Yep. Probably not. Mary and Connie will have to help you, or somebody. So we have that little foot done, so now we're going to go over here to the next one. We just keep moving right along, doing our bottoms. Always do those bottoms. So dry brushing is not a fast thing. You can see we've kind of been dry brushing on these guys for an hour already just to get our white. But that's what makes those nice shading that you get. You go from our charcoal to our gray to our white. And that just gives your piece more dimension when you look at it and more life to it. Just brushing away, brushing across our little textures here and our crevices. Let's see what else is going on. Well, we got that storage unit coming up here in the next week, I guess, because he said it would be 2 weeks. So I'm guessing after today it'll be available sometime. But the price of 2x4s here are like $10, so I'm gonna have to come up with some ingenious way to make shelves without buying 2x4s, because one 2x4 at $10 is not going to go too far. I know when we were at Rose's, she used pallets with her 2x4s. So I'm thinking I might try my cement blocks with some pallets, see how that pans out. We'll have to keep you guys posted.
Yeah, you don't need as much space as she had.
Right. And then I think an extra support in the middle. She didn't have any supports in the middle. I think the middle would help, because we can get plenty of pallets. So we have to get the molds out of the garage so I can get pouring in the garage. And
well, those shelves can go over there.
Yep, there's shelves in the garage that can go over. There's two 16-footers, so that'll help. But basically that's going to house those molds, so it won't be extra. So we're just dry brushing his little hands here. And then we'll turn them around, and we'll, again, I like to come to the back, so I'm going to do the back first. And we'll just dry brush really really lightly back and forth. And so you can see I got a big old white spot there. I got too much paint on my brush, so I got to brush that out on the paper towel and come back here, and now we'll have to even out. So that's why I do like to start in the back. So if I do have that too much paint in that brush when I'm starting out, so that started on the back instead of making the front all ugly. I don't, that's just something I just kind of do for myself. I don't know. So now I can just kind of blend right over into my face, and I can have that nice even face instead of having that big old blotch of white that I got on the back there now. And then if you brush real light, that kind of helps too, that you don't get big spots like that. But mostly having your brush brushed out on your paper towel and not getting too much paint in it to start out with will help that. So we're just going to brush right around here. So our new mold should be just about dry here in another 5 to 7 days. I can start pouring that stuff, and you guys will probably see pictures of that. We have the...
Tell us about some of the things that you ordered. Tell us about some of the things.
Cordy says, tell us about some of the things you ordered. Well, you knew everything but 2 of them.
Well, I feel like you rambled off a bigger list.
No, it was only the 2. I only added 2.
Oh.
So we have the new pickup truck that Clay Magic just came out with, that 55, which has more of a square top, and that's something that you could add to your bisque box too, as long as it fits. I'm not sure. Let's see. Next month it'll fit. Yep. So Cordy says that any of the 3 trucks will fit next month.
Probably a truck and for sure one insert.
And one insert. So again, here I got too much talking. I got too much paint there. So I got to flip this paper over and brush this out. So we do have all the truck inserts now.
Even that ugly woman.
The trailer and the campers. We have all the truck stuff. So if anyone's looking for any of those, and they'll be dry after this week. I'll probably start pouring them the end of next week because they do need a little bit more drying time. Then from there we have our May and June molds. Let's see, what else did we get? I don't remember what the gangbuster things were that you got though, Courtney. And then we did get, for our May and June, we got the extra pieces that go with those pieces, and we'll be showing those to you guys in time. Once we're ready to show those. Let's see, what else did we get? Can't remember. You have the slip, don't you? I added what she's talking about. Oh, the little 3. Courtney picked out the gangbuster frog. It's 3 frogs.
I picked out stuff that was easier to clean for me.
Oh, that's why you picked it out. So she says she picked it out because it was easier to clean for her. I thought she picked it out because the kids would like it.
Yeah, well, the kids will like frogs. A frog and a turtle and a gecko.
A frog, a turtle, and a gecko she picked out. They're gangbuster size. But then the frog, I also got the large frog that goes with that gangbuster frog, and we can cut out names or welcome to our pad and stuff in the belly. He's a little big to ship though. And then the other thing I added was the Christmas tree that has welcome cut out in it, and then it has the moose next to it. My plan was to add 1 welcome to each Clay Magic order so that we can get all of those eventually.
You ordered the welcome moose.
So yep, I ordered the welcome moose. I emailed that to you.
And you ordered, I forgot about those 4 little gnomes.
Oh, and then we also ordered, though, that was your idea.
I think they'll be good though.
There's a set of 4 little gnomes. They're kind of small. Like, I don't know if are they 2-3 inches?
Yeah, I think they'll be good ornaments.
They can sit on things, like they could sit on the pickup trucks or on the trailer. They could sit on your frogs and your mushrooms. They're kind of sitters. So those are kind of cute guys. So we'll be able to, and those would definitely fit in your boxes because it's a set of 4. But they do have to sit or stand, just the way they're made. They're not going to stand on their own. They need to kind of be on something. What else did we get? I don't remember. It was $1,600 and it wasn't much. It was only like 34 molds.
Yeah, that woman and that man.
Oh.
That I don't like.
Oh, the mushroom lovers. We got the mushroom lovers.
And then you got box molds.
And then the box molds. Yep, that's all. There isn't much isn't much there for $1,600. And then we're still have to work on what our July Christmas in July box is going to be. We kind of haven't done that yet. We haven't really had time. We were, and we kind of forgot about this vintage Santas. I think it's going to have to be the Duncan one, because the other one, it's a blinky one, and they don't like make the blinkies anymore. So it's Duncan. It's probably going to be the Duncan one, and he's very vintage looking, probably from the 80s. He has the Christmas sack beside him, and then he's kind of waving. Courtney didn't like it because his arm is up in the air waving, but she didn't like his hand because it's waving. Because you have to pack it, or what? Or you just don't like the way it looks?
Both.
Oh, both. So unless there's something else you guys would be interested in, you can maybe post on the post what you think you would like. If it would be like a Christmas snowman or a Christmas reindeer, or I don't know, something Christmassy. We can get Donna's new molds made new. We can get Scioto and Duncan. And I think Alberta, some of the Albertas too. But I looked at those last night and I really didn't see anything that was kind of vintage-ish. But I guess it don't have to be vintage. It's really what you guys want. But it seems like the vintage Santas are pretty popular. Vintage Christmas, Courtney says. Yep, so that's kind of what I was looking at.
And I was wondering how you got me a paint since I only know base coat for you.
Yeah, well, because she's not painting. That's why it's me painting. She's not going to paint. She don't even like painting walls or anything.
No, nothing.
Oh, she painted one time when she was like 8 years old. She made a worm. Actually, I'll have to dig that worm out of the... when I put the stuff out in the garden and bring it and show you guys the worm she made when she was about 8 years old. That is the extent of her painting right there. So we're just building up our white on our little rabbit here and getting him nice and even. And so I have one layer. Well, actually, I think we're on our second layer here already, but we're going to go back and start at the bottom again and let this top dry. Actually, I think I'm going to go to the girl and let him dry. And then the paint will go on a lot better. So you can see they're close to being the same, but they could be a little bit whiter, I guess, because, let's see, this is our bunnies, so they are a lot, the finished ones are a lot whiter, so we're going to go with another layer and build it up some more. So we'll get some more of our OS 431 white and a new paper towel, which my cart I can't reach. If you could get it for me, please. Thank you. So Wanda says she's been painting a lot of the gear with the fashion hues. Okay. So we wouldn't be able to do like the gear Santas because you can't get those molds made new anymore, and we would need like 6 to 8 of those for one box or more, you know, for a month of boxes. So we can't do the gear Santas. However, we did get about 40 different gear Santas here a month ago. So we'll have those at the shop, and some of those are small enough that they're probably like the 10-inch ones. They could maybe fit in a box doesn't have big pieces in it. But we have to get those cataloged and on the shelf once we can get into the new storage unit. So those are beautiful Santas, but they're a Santa that we can't do in the box just because we can't get, nobody makes new gear molds, so we definitely can't do those, unfortunately. So we're gonna keep going with our white here. So you can see that one layer already made this foot a lot whiter, and then letting it dry while we did the other one, that helps that paint stick on there a lot better too. We got a couple of the big gear Santas too, so. Oh, Leslie got the black bear because she lives in Tennessee near the Smokies, so you have bears. We have some bears here too. We didn't have bears when I was a kid, but we have bears now. They've kind of made a comeback in our area a little bit. There's not a huge population of them, but there are some. I see they're even having elk hunting in northern Wisconsin this year because the elk herd is growing, which was kind of extinct at one time even for Wisconsin. So we got that foot done. You see the white goes on really easy once you let that dry. It just builds right up really quick here now. Get our last layer on, I think it'll be. Oh, Gary United we stand. And actually, I believe we have that one, but the one we have is, because I think it has the American flag with it, it's probably like an 18 to 20 inch piece once it's poured. That one I got from a different lady, but when I seen it with the flag, I had to get it. But I haven't been able to find a picture of it, so if you have a picture of it, maybe you could post it for us. I'm not sure if that's the same mold or not, but the one we have, which I wrote down, United We Stand, and that he has an American flag, so I'm hoping that is the same one. Especially if you have a picture, because I couldn't find a picture. So we'll have to see. Oh, and we like mooses too. Yeah, the welcome moose is probably too big for that. That's way too big for the box. I don't know if I've seen any smaller cute little moose. We'll have to look in the Donna's catalog too, because maybe we won't do the vintage Santa, because Courtney's not really feeling the vintage Santa. I'll tell you guys that.
We'll do a poll or something. We might just leave them.
So we'll have to see what we actually do, because we're gonna have to. I have to order slip here, or clay for our slip, probably by the 1st of May. So we'll be ordering. That's when we'll be ordering our July molds. Probably July and August and September, I think, huh? Yeah. To get us going with all of those. So I'm just dry brushing our white on here, building that up so he's nice and even colored. Christmas mousse, I'm not sure. We'll have to look. I mean, Clay Magic has those big the big mousse, but that's way too big.
Jack mousse? There's that Jack mousse.
So are you guys talking about the Jack mousse from Clay Magic? Courtney's asking. He's cute. He comes in some different sizes.
Yeah.
I thought about him too. But I thought so many...
He's not like Christmas. Like,
right, he's just...
Keep him all longer.
Yeah. I thought maybe most people would have them though, because he's kind of new. But then that's Clay Magic again, and we were going to switch to Donna's or Scioto. Courtney don't like his horns, you guys.
For the big guy.
Oh, for the big one, yeah.
It makes them all expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna get some more white on here.
They do have smaller ones that go on the stump.
The Jack ones?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just try to get more white on here because it looks kind of, you can see through quite a bit yet, and I don't want to see through it quite that much yet. I want it to be more of a solid white bunny. So I have to brush a little bit heavier with a little bit wetter with my paint to do that. So I guess just post ideas of what you guys are thinking, what you like for your Christmas in July, like just something Christmas themed, whether it's snowmen or angels or Santas or reindeer or moose or something that can be a non-fired technique, so like we wouldn't do a candy dish or anything that would need to have a glaze on it. Ornaments, I guess, are a possibility, but it would take a lot of ornaments. Cordy says it sounds like a terrible thing. It'd be a lot of pouring and a lot of cleaning and firing. I mean, we try to keep it. The budget has a value to it, and we try to keep it around the 2 to 5 pieces. It all depends on the price and the size of the pieces. So. What? Oh, she's going to get you the mold number, so there you go. I mean, it can be old, even the old clay magic we can get from our Evans Ceramics from Scioto or from Starlight Mold. So they do have the old clay magic too. So if it's an older clay magic mold, we can even get it from them. Which would be good because that's kind of where we wanted to get them from, because that's where I get my slip supplies from. Okay, so he's looking pretty good, but I need some more white. His little forehead's looking kind of gray. Doing too much talking and not dry brushing his forehead.
I think I found them, but I think they're too big.
Oh, Cardi says she thinks she found them, but she thinks they might be too big for the box. What are they?
They're Christmases.
Are they?
They're cute.
No. Is there any that go with it though, or different sizes?
The really tiny ones that we have.
Oh.
I think we have those super ones. They're the style of that. The big Merry Christmas mousse.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to do some looking for our Christmas in July box yet. We're not quite there. So I'm going to set him aside. Oh, his ears are looking a little gray yet. So you can see he's gotten whiter now than the girl. So we want to, actually the girl's whiter than the boy. So we want to bring, and you could let them both different colors too. Like one could be the gray and one could be the white. There's nothing wrong with that. So we're just going to dry brush our little legs here. So how are we on time? Because we could probably do show and tell, and then they can do this guy just to look like the girl, so I don't have to. They don't have to watch me just dry brush here, I guess. Are we close to show and tell time or not?
Yeah, it's 8:24. We were looking at mousses.
So Cordy says you guys are looking at mousses anyway, so we can probably do a show and tell. So this guy you'll want to just keep going and get another layer, so he looks a lot like the girl, so he's a lot whiter than gray, or you can leave him gray too. But that's kind of where that's at. So now I'm going to show you a couple little things here quick. One would be because we cannot get gray. I'm going to have the card I need in my palette knife. So gray, charcoal, and ash are two hard colors that have been really hard to get. So you can make your own grays. And you'll want to use your black and your white. And you'll want to use your light color first, so that's going to be my white. So I'm not going to make big piles because I don't want to waste my paint here tonight. But I'm going to make 3 piles of white, about the same size piles. And when you're mixing paint like this, you want to make sure you mix enough for whatever it is you're working on. And now I didn't do a dry run on this to get the exact amount. But we're going to put 1 drop of black in 1 white pile, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, black, come out. Hmm? No, I just don't want to get too much. Okay, here it comes. So we're going to put a drop of black in 1 pile. Come on. Let's see, I need my little cleaner. I think my hole's plugged up here. So we'll put 1 drop of black in 1 pile. Just trying not to get too much, you guys. Oh, it's being miserable. Oh, no wonder. Look at it. It's all gobbed up here. Okay. It's been sitting here for like a year since we started, so he's okay. So now let's try it. 1 drop of black in 1 pile, and then about a drop and a half in the next pile, or 2 drops, and then 2 drops to 3 drops in your next pile. So that you can mix that up, and if you use your palette knife instead of your brush, that way you don't break your bristles. So that kind of gives us our middle color actually, so I'd actually want it lighter than that. So I probably could have done this beforehand, but we didn't. So here we are in real time. So what you can do is actually just add more. So that's why you start with your white first, because it doesn't take much of the black color to get your color of gray that you want. So start with your white first and add a little bit of your black to it, probably like a half a drop. So I'm actually going to take some of my black out of this one. And now we want this color to be darker than our first color, which it should be because I added more white to it. And then I'll show you one more way to do this too, which may be easier for you. So now we kind of have our medium color, and if I wanted that a little darker, I can come back and get a little bit more of my black from what I took away, but it doesn't take much at all. And then you just want to make sure you mix enough of it. So that's kind of our middle color. I think that's ash. And now we have our darker color, which hopefully is going to be our charcoal color. So that's our charcoal color, so you can see that that's darker. But that's how easily you can make 3 shades of your own color of gray, or any color that you need to make if you can't get a color. So now I'm going to show you one other way, and you can take a pile of white, and you do a pretty good sized pile of white, but I'm not going to do too big of a pile because again I don't want to waste my paint. I'm going to put a drop of my black in there, and I'm going to mix that up. So this is another way to do it. And then you would take, after you have it mixed really well, you would take about 2/3 of your pile, and I don't have a lot here just because I don't want to waste it. But you would take like 2/3 of your pile and make another pile, and you could add another pile, drop of black to it, and you'd mix that up, and that's going to give you your middle color. And once you have that mixed up really good, you can take that, take a half of that pile, or 1/3 of what would have been your first amount. And I just have little piles because I don't want to waste all my paint. But now you'll add a drop of black to that pile, and now you'll have another darker shade of gray again. So that's actually 2 ways of how you can make your own light, medium, and dark colors. And if you wanted that even darker, or if you wanted them all a little darker, you could add just a little more, like I'm just going to add a little more black to that just to get it a little bit more charcoal looking. You just want to make sure that you're mixing enough that you need for the night, or for whatever your piece that you're painting on. So like I'm not mixing much here just to show you guys how to do it, but you'd want probably like a whole tablespoon of paint actually when you're doing this, depending upon the size piece you're doing. So now you have your light, your medium, and your dark. So this is kind of close to your gray. You see, here's our charcoal, so that's pretty close to our charcoal, and we didn't use ash, but that is close to our ash color. So that's how you can make those colors, since we are having, there's this kind of a supply chain issue with the ash. So you can see that matches pretty good, or you can add a little more white or black, however you need to. But basically, just start out with your white, but don't add a whole lot of black to it, and then you can do your piles separately. So if you like that, let us know. If you don't, you like little tips like that, you'll have to let us know if you do or don't. Give us a like or a thumbs up. Then we got some show and tell here besides that, but that's how to make your own 3 colors of light, medium, and dark. So this is your April fairy house that is shipping on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And here is our sitting girl, and then we have our standing girl. So this will be your Ava and Eva and our Bumblebee fairy house, and that's shipping on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we got some bumblebees on there. Then our fairies wings and our bumblebee wings, we use the white iridescent on it, and that is your extra in your box that's coming. You're getting a whole bottle of that, and that'll go a long way, so you can use it on other stuff too, but it just gives your wings a nice little look. It looks like I forgot this guy here. I'll have to put some on his yet. So that's the back, and then actually, I call that the back because the bees' heads are to the front. This door kind of looks like the front door, but then you have the bees' butt, so I kind of like it the other way around. So that is our fairy house for April that's coming, and then last year's fairies and fairy houses is, I think it's Jonquil and Daisy. Oh, Larkspur and Daisy. Sorry, it's Larkspur and Daisy.
There's 6 in that page.
And these guys are $6 each if you want to add them. And then this is the Dragonfly Villa. That's $18 if you wanted to add it to your box. And you can just message us, and Courtney can add that to your invoice.
There's videos for those guys, but not instructions.
And there are videos for these guys, but no instruction sheets because we started the instruction sheets after we did these. But this is last April's fairy house, so you can make your own little fairy village, kind of. So that's Larkspur and Daisy. So if you want to add those to your box, you can let us know. Then the other thing is, the big thing, is the mold that I took. So I took a class to do this piece like 25 years ago. So this is a Sharon Kinsey mold. And I've looked for the mold ever since I took that class. We did wet brushing on it, and then we did watercolor on with the acrylic paints on the mountains and on the ocean. So that is the mold that I've been looking for forever. So I'm waiting for the camera to make sure it's in the center of this picture so you guys can see it. So this is the one I've looked for forever. So this piece is like 25 years old. We will do a drawing next Thursday. Courtney will post on our page that you guys can put what mold you've been looking for forever. And then we will draw a name from the names that post, and you will get this piece in bisque free. We're going to do a drawing, and we'll take care of the coverage and the shipping and the coverage of the bisque. But this is the piece. The Holy Grail, as Courtney called it, the mold that I've been looking for like 25 years. So it was just a really fun piece to do. We did it in an afternoon, and it's just kind of a vase. That's the back is kind of plain. It's been through the ringer because, like I said, it's like 25 years old. But it's just a really cool piece, and that's what we found when we got the molds from Terry, and it was like the best find of the year. So yep, Courtney said I would have left with just this mold, and she's telling the truth. Yep, it's I really like it. The ladies at the classroom want to have a class on it, so we'll probably be doing a class on it too. But it's wet brushing and then watercolor for the mountains and the sky. So that's the mold I've been looking for about 25 years. There's one more out there. It's by the Bell Company, Bell, and it's a naked lady that I made into a mermaid. That's about 21 inches tall.
If anybody knows who has one.
So if anyone knows who has a Bell mold of a naked lady that's sitting on her legs, and we could even post that picture too. Mm-hmm. So, but this is the one that we got for now, and next week we will have a drawing for the bisque for this piece. Leslie asked, do you ever use chalks? Yes, we used chalks last year on our March box, and the extra in the box that month was actually the chalks, the pastels. So let's see, we got another question. Yeah. Marianne says, if you don't win it, can you order it in bisque? Will this fit in a box, Courtney? Probably need
It might need to ship on its own.
It might need to ship on its own, but you could probably be able to order it. I'll keep pouring them. It should be under the cubic foot, right? Because it's not as tall as it is wide.
Yeah, I just don't know if it'll fit with box pieces.
Courtney just don't think it will fit with the box pieces, but I think we'll be able to ship it otherwise. I also have one, we got actually 2 molds of the Kinsey Company. The other one has the 2 eagles fighting on it, so maybe I can show you guys that one too next week. And then you could maybe even pick if you want this one or the other one. So
do a video class.
Do a video class. Well, if that's the hope that we have time at some point. Not sure. I haven't had much time lately, but we'll get there. So I guess if you like it, give us a thumbs up. Tune in next week if you want to get in on the drawing when Courtney posts the picture of it and what mold you are looking for forever. And then I guess otherwise have a great Easter weekend, and we will catch up with you guys next week. So have a great week. Courtney says she'll get caught up on messages tomorrow, and if you wanted brushes, let her know, and she will take care of that too. So happy Easter, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight, and look for next Thursday. We'll have a drawing on a piece of bisque for the sky. Thank you.